What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a chit chat video about our natural hair. Okay, so the origin of hating our own hair. I mean, let's just be real, right? Black people, and this video is obviously going to be specifically for black people because I'm black, so I guess I can only talk about my community. I'm not going to be talking about white girls who, you know, wear hair extensions, or white girls who wear wigs and all that, because I'm not white, I'm black. So I can only talk on what I know and talk about my people or for my people, whichever way it goes. Okay, so this video I want to talk about where the origin of hating our own hair started. And I feel like the reason why I have to do a video on this is because there's so many excuses out there on why we don't let our hair out, and sometimes the excuses that I hear it's a bit bizarre. You know, I've heard someone say, I can't leave my hair out because I'm protecting it. I'm protecting it from the weather. I can't leave my hair out because my hair just doesn't grow when it's out. It grows when it's in a style. So my thing is, are you always gonna put it in the style for the rest of your life? Like, are you always going to hide your hair forever? Because I don't believe God gave us hair for it to be hidden. Hair is a woman's glory. It makes a huge difference when a woman has hair on her head compared to when she's bald. There's a huge difference in her overall appearance. But I find that there's just so many excuses that black people have for them to let the world know why their hair cannot be out. And out of all the races in this world, as black people, we are the ones that are always hiding our hair or putting our hair away. Obviously, it's not every black woman that does it, but majority of us have. And I've also been there, you know, where I would be wearing wigs back to back. I'll be doing my hair back to back. I wouldn't want my hair out. I didn't even want to see my hair. I don't want to take care of my hair. So I've been there. I've been about the wig life. I've been about the extension life. I've been about the virgin hair life, okay, before I got to this point. So please understand that I'm not just pointing fingers, okay? I'm not pointing fingers, but this video is to let us know where the origin of all this started and where the hatred for our hair started. Because let's face it, some of us do hate our hair, okay? Let's be real. Some people's hair is very, very kinky. It is so kinky that even a blow dryer can't really get it, you know, straight, okay? And that sometimes it needs the support of a flat iron to really, like, you know, get it straight. And for some people, you know, the hair looks so dry and they like their hair to look silky, okay? So if a black person who's got natural hair, because usually if you're relaxed, you really can't hate your hair if it's relaxed, because it's obviously easy to maintain and it stays straight, okay? You don't have this shrinkage issue. If you ask me what I hate about my natural hair, I would say shrinkage. I hate the shrinkage part. I hate going into the shower and I can feel my hair and I come out and it's like, where's all the length gone to? You know, I hate that characteristic about my hair, but that's the way God has created Afro hair and there's nothing I can do about it. So I have to learn to embrace it, okay? So if you hate your hair, your natural hair, I understand that, okay? But I want to tell you where the origin of that started, because some people believe that, oh, because you have 4C hair, that's why you hate your hair, or because your hair cannot be straight, that's why you hate your hair. And that's not actually the origin of it all. So the origin of hating our hair started when we were small and our mom was doing our hair, okay? That is the origin of where the whole hatred for natural hair started. Because when we were small, okay, now I'm a 90s baby, so I was born in 1993. And if you're older than me, or two decades older than me, I'm sure you could probably relate, because at that time, I think people, natural hair, I don't know whether it was really common at that time, I'm not too sure, but any 90s babies would know that our moms had no knowledge of natural hair. And when our moms migrated to the Western world, where obviously people had bone sleek straight hair, silky hair, hair that would move in the wind, when they found something that could mimic that, which was relaxers, they felt like that was the best thing to do. Okay, now the hatred started from when our mom would do our natural hair, and they would be pulling our hair left, right, center, nodding the hair like this. I don't know if you've ever experienced it, where you were a little girl and your mom would sit you down, or your auntie would sit you down, your hairdresser would sit you down, and your head would literally be in between their legs. And you know, whenever she wanted to do this part of your hair, she'll turn it this way. Whenever she wanted to do this part, she'll turn it that way. And it was a lot of ow, ow, ow. And they kind of, on a subconscious level, they kind of made us feel like doing our hair is painful. It was like norm for you to actually feel pain while doing your hair, to the point that little black girls will run away once they hear their mom say, look, we're going to the hairdresser, or we need to wash your hair, or we need to get your hair done. Okay, because when we were getting our hair done as little girls, there was just so much pain doing it. It was moving our head this way, moving our head that way. And so we just never liked wash day. We didn't like getting our hair done. We didn't like wash day. Okay. And on a subconscious level, that made us feel like our hair was difficult. Our parents never told us that the kinkiness was difficult to deal with, but from the way they treated our hair on a subconscious level, we grew up to think that it was difficult to deal with. Meanwhile, it was just the fact that our parents didn't have enough knowledge on how to make the journey smooth in looking after our hair. And maybe a lot of the products that were available now wasn't really available as of that time. Okay, so that was one way the hatred of natural hair started. Then the second one would be style. So like I said, when they migrated to Europe, obviously when you come to the Western world, you would see bone sleek straight hair that moves in the wind. And when you desire something so long, when you see something that you desire every single day, it's just a matter of time before you have it or before you start doing it. So if you desire sleek bone straight hair and you've migrated to the Western world and you see bone sleek straight hair every day, you know, you pay attention to bone sleek straight hair every day, it's just a matter of time before you get yourself a wig or a hair extension that mimics bone sleek straight hair, and you're gonna put your hair away because in your heart you've realized that, look, this actually looks better than mine. And it's not that it looks better, but you think it looks better, and because you think it looks better, you've gone for that. Okay. And so with our parents, obviously, when relaxers came out, it felt like, look, this is how our hair should be. This is how we should be, you know, this is how our hair should be. This is how we should be maintaining our hair, because it's very easy to maintain relaxers. Relaxers aren't difficult, apart from the fact that you have to retouch it like maybe 12 to 3 months, something like that. It's a lot easier to brush, it's a lot easier to pack away, you don't have to use too many products. So obviously our parents felt like this was the norm. This was the norm. This is what we should be doing. This is what God should have given us. Okay, but he didn't, and we don't know why. All right. And because that was what they felt was best, and that was what they felt was norm, so we grew up with the mindset of this is how our hair should be. And so whenever we saw someone with natural, we would look at it as, oh, that's unkept, that's untidy, like, ew, why don't you just get a relaxer and make life easy for yourself? Because what they saw every day, they desired it, which was the bone sleek straight silky hair that moves in the wind. And kinky hair doesn't do that. Kinky hair doesn't have any of those characteristics until it's been relaxed. okay? And so when relaxers came in as well, and obviously we all loved how our hair looked like when it was relaxed, but what we didn't like was the fact that it started to burn people's scalp. It started to cause some people to not have their edges anymore, and for some people it's really damaged their scalp beyond, you know, repair, okay? Because I've seen some few situations, and you know, from then on they had different types of relaxers out. So I think our parents migrate into the Western world has also had an influence in how they treated our hair and how we've grown up to love hair extensions more than our own hair. Now, bear in mind, now, as of today, in African countries, they are wearing sleek, bomb straight, wavy hair, wigs, and hair extensions now, obviously, because they've been exposed to seeing all these celebrities, and all these hair extensions are accessible. Before, as of like, I don't know, 10 years ago, these hair extensions were not just accessible as they are now. So obviously people in these African countries, they've got the bomb sleek, straight, wavy hair that blows in the wind. They've got them now because they believe that this is what's better. They believe this is what's best, and it just all comes down to seeing what you desire every single day. Okay, so that was part of the I believe that has an influence in us not liking our natural hair. Also, another thing that has caused us not to not like our natural hair is the way our hair has been treated. You know, it's gotten to the point where people are starting to even hate going to black hairdressers. Now, as for me, you know, since the beginning of my natural hair journey, I no longer go to any black hairdresser anymore, and I do not allow them to handle my hair anymore because there's been a lot of problems. Okay, there's been a lot of problems. You know, I've had times where I had no edges, okay, because a lot of times what we have is we have a lot of stylists, but we don't have a lot of real hairdressers that actually care for the health of your hair. Okay, now how do you know a hairdresser that cares for the health of your hair? I'm going to talk about that in another video. I'm going to do another video on that so you'll be aware. But what do I mean by hairdressers has also caused us to hate our hair is that when you're doing natural hair, or when you're a hairdresser and you're doing anybody's hair, it should be what's the word? What's that word? Therapeutic. Oh my days. Let me just type this word in. It should be therapeutic. Oh God, my English, man. No. How do I say it? It should be relaxing. It should be like a very, you know, when you walk into a white hair salon, right? The minute you walk into a white hair salon, you can already smell beautiful hair products. From the entrance, I can smell beautiful hair products. If you look at the way they handle the hair, they handle the hair like it's a newborn baby. They handle every single follicle of that hair like it's precious. That is a real hairdresser, okay? But a typical black hairdresser would be pulling the hair, combing the hair. Sometimes you can even hear the brush going through your hair. Or sometimes they would, you know, really, you know, squeeze the hair. Like, you know, when they wash your hair and they're trying to get the water out before they, you know, get it to towel dry, they would literally squeeze the hair. You know, if they're trying to put moisture on the scalp, they'll put a lot to the point that it gets really itchy. Like, black hairdressers do not handle black hair with care. Now, I'm not attacking every single black hairdresser, because I know that there's a few out there that do handle it with care, but unfortunately the few that does it are not, you know, well known around the world, if you know what I mean. But from what I know, I've lived in Ireland and I've lived in the UK. a lot of them are not handling their hair with care, and so there's been a lot of damage. And I believe that's the reason why it's had a huge influence on why a lot of black women's hair, the length has been stuck in one spot, because there's been so much breakage happening in the process of washing the hair, in the process of doing the hair, just because it's not being handled and treated like a newborn baby. Let me tell you, you getting your hair done should be so relaxing that when someone's doing your hair, you feel sleepy to the point that you can actually sleep and still get your hair done and wake up and you wouldn't even feel a single pain. That's when you know that that person has handled your hair with care. Is when they're doing your hair and you can feel so relaxed to actually sleep. I remember when my mom used to do relaxers, and she used to relax my hair, and when it got to the bit where she had to massage the relaxer on my hair, she does it so gently that sometimes I just feel like sleeping. It was so relaxing. That's how it should be. It shouldn't be like, ow, this hurts, ow, don't do it like this, ow, stop pulling my hair, ow, please be gentle, ow, wait, how long is it gonna take, oh my god, how is it gonna last? Like, it shouldn't be like that. It really should be a relaxing moment, like when you go in to get your pedicure done and you can sit down and relax and you don't feel any pain. That's how it should be with your hair. Now, when I do my own hair, okay, it's not as relaxing because I'm using my own hands, and obviously my hands are hurting me. But let me tell you something, once I'm done doing my own hair, I don't feel a single pain. I don't feel a single pain. I can go to bed and sleep like a baby because I've treated my hair with care. I've braided my hair gently. I've not gone too fast. I've taken my time. That's how it should be, because if we're paying a hairdresser, we're not just paying her to do our hair, but we're paying her for her time, okay? For her time to do the hair. So it needs to be relaxing. It must not be painful. This is another reason why we're tucking the hair away, because we don't want to deal with the pain that comes with doing our hair on a subconscious levels. A lot of people don't look forward to doing their hair. We black women, a lot of us are not looking forward to doing our hair because it's so painful. Instead, we look forward to putting on the wig because all we got to do is just put it on. We don't have to sit down there for hours and moving the head here, moving the head there, getting 6 people pulling it from different direction because you're trying to do long braids. That is why we enjoy putting on the wig, because it's not painful, and it shouldn't be painful. You know what I mean? So this is why I believe a lot of us don't like our hair, because it started from when we're small. It started from how they're handling it, and we've grown to the point that it's becoming norm, and it's not supposed to be norm for us to feel pain while we're doing our hair. It's not supposed to be norm. So that's what I believe. That's my opinion. You may disagree with some of the things that I said. You may agree with some of the things that I said. But in all, I do want to say this, that God did not make a mistake to give us kinky hair. Okay? And I can tell you that now, because what I've noticed is when I see a lot of black women with, you know, hair extensions or wigs that are bone sleek straight hair, I feel like a lot of them, when they go out, they behave in a certain way that I know deep down is because she's feeling the hair. If her natural hair came out, I know she would behave different. It's like, I don't want to use the word humble, but it's like when they use these virgin hair extensions or these hair that mimic the Western world, it's like a part of us feels we feel like we're on top of the world. We feel like we're unbeatable, like we're the queen. We feel like, you know, we're and you know what? You should feel like you're a queen. You should feel beautiful, but at the same time, I want you to feel like that with your natural hair. You shouldn't just feel like that with your wig or your hair extension. You should feel like that with your natural hair. And if you're not feeling like that with your natural hair, then there's a problem. There's an issue there that needs to be dealt with. Okay, so I'm not saying, you know what, don't wear hair extensions, don't do this, don't do that. I'm not saying that. Okay, now you know I don't promote wigs, and I've talked about this, and I'm not even going to touch about that in this video. I've done a video on this already. I'm going to leave the link to it somewhere on the screen. But what I'm really trying to say in this video is I want you to know where the origin of hatred for natural hair really started. And now that we know the origin of it, the only thing that we can do, if you're a hairdresser and watching this, is to handle our hair with care. Handle our natural hair with care. Hair is so precious. It's valuable. You don't know how valuable your hair is until you don't have any. Until your hair follicles stop coming out of your scalp. So please handle it with care. And also, to the black people that are watching this, don't be so used to tucking your hair away all the time, because your hair is not meant to be tucked away. Your hair is meant to be out. It's meant to be out. So don't be that kind of person who's always getting the hair done back to back and you're never leaving your hair out. Leave your hair out sometimes. Get used to your hair. Get used to your hair. Build a relationship with your hair. Look after your hair. It's part of femininity to look after your hair, to take care of your hair. You putting on hair extensions doesn't mean that you're looking after your hair. You're just looking after your appearance, trying to keep up with your appearance. But look after your hair, and it will definitely reflect, and it will show in the styles that you do. If you look after your hair and you're taking care of your hair, there are certain hairstyles that will look beautiful on you because you're looking after your natural hair. But if you're not looking after your hair and you do certain hairstyles, you can tell through the hairstyle that your hair hasn't been kept. And I'll touch on that in another video. I don't want this to be long, so this is where I'm going to end it. Please write in the comment section if you agree, if you don't disagree. You know, I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your opinion. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to see you all next time. Stay blessed and stay beautiful. Bye.